The Dark Multiverse. Hundreds of worlds where the familiar is now unrecognizable. Worlds where our greatest heroes took their darkest turns. From Todd McFarlane and the DC Multiverse line, Scorp 1701 presents a Bots and Books review of the Twisted Batman of the Dark Multiverse from Dark Knight's Metal. Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp 1701, and tonight we're going to be taking a look at the DC Multiverse figure, the Dawnbreaker. And this is part of the Dark Knight's Metal collection that we're going to be looking at, the evil Batman of the Dark Multiverse. And this is the Bruce Wayne of Earth Negative 32, and this takes a look at what might have been if Bruce Wayne had a Green Lantern ring and was corrupted. So, taking a look at the box itself, you can see it is in the standard DC Multiverse box where it's all black here. You have a little bit of top, you have 22 points of articulation, McFarlane symbol there, you have 12 plus here at the top, DC Multiverse here, Batman Earth Negative 32, which is the world this Bruce Wayne is from. And on the side of the box you have the same things, just in bigger fonts and different ways of putting it. On the other side of the box you don't really have as much, but it's just smaller there. On the bottom of the box you have some words and credits for the box and some barcodes and nothing of all that interest. And on the back of the box you have a nice picture of the Dawnbreaker comic, and you have some other figures that are in the line, so that is pretty neat. And that is pretty much the box, but no one wants to see this guy in the box. I know I don't, so let's get him out and see what he can do.
And while I do that, take a look at this cool video about who Dawnbreaker really is.
A Green Lantern ring, one of the most powerful weapons in the universe, limited only by the imagination of the one who wields it. And one other restriction: the Guardians, the beings who created the rings, decreed that no one would be able to use the ring to kill. No Green Lantern would have the willpower to do that, but they did not think to contend with the will of Bruce Wayne. One dark night, Bruce Wayne's life was changed forever when his parents were gunned down in an alley. At that moment, he overcame all of his fear, and a Green Lantern ring found him. But with the sheer force of his will, Bruce Wayne was able to reprogram the ring and use it for ultimate destruction. Gaining the attention of the Guardians, a group of Green Lanterns came to Earth to stop Bruce Wayne. But even with their combined force, they were no match for the darkness that enveloped Bruce Wayne and his sheer power of will. They were destroyed, and Bruce Wayne fell into the darkness, submerged into great shadow, became Batman, the Dawnbreaker. With darkness black, I choke the light. No brightest day escapes my sight. I turn the dawn to midnight. Beware my power, Dawnbreaker's might. And here we have the Dawnbreaker out of the box. And out of the box, he stands just over 7 inches tall, and he comes with a few accessories. He has a nice stand where you can put him on, and we'll look at that in a minute. He comes with a trading card, which has the cover of his comic on there, which is pretty neat. And he comes with an awesome green construct of a bat tentacle looking monster. There's 3 bats in it, but we'll take a look at that again a little later. But right now I want to take a closer look at the Dawnbreaker himself. And as we come real close in on Dawnbreaker, you can see he is wearing a standard kind of a Batman outfit with a little bit of green and armor to combine with it to give it kind of a amalgamy look of a Green Lantern and a Batman suit, what they would look like together. He has the standard Batman cowl. It's black, and it's very nice detail up here. You can see some ridges in there. You can see his forehead and the sculpt of the cowl, and you can see the nice ears. I really like the length of those ears. I don't really like stubby ears on my Batman. Has some nice green goggles.
Not sure why he has those, but if you look real close on the goggles, there is like a little white specks that would kind of denote eyeballs, I think. If we come down to his face, he has a really ugly, grimacing look, a sneer, and it almost looks like his face is deformed there. He's got some scarring on it, so that's kind of hideous, you know, as it were. And going down to his neck, you can see some more tubes and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. I guess this is all stuff that he created to, you know, do other things. On the side, you can see tubes coming out of the side of his head and on both sides of this head, and they're coming back to this center point here in the back. That's really neat, all going around to this collar. So I don't know, maybe that gives him a life support system in space. I'm not sure, but that is pretty cool. Coming down to his chest, you can see it's a combination of the bat symbol plus a Green Lantern symbol, and he has some black arms coming down to some nice green gloves. Now the greens are a different color. This is like a metallic green, and the hands is just a flat green. I wouldn't have been unhappy if this wasn't the same metallic, but oh well. Again, also on the chest, you can see as the collar piece here is that metallic, and it goes back to flat when you come to the ab section below the black armor here. The belt's a nice silver. Got two different types of green into the buckle. Let's see if we can get closer in. You got a lighter green on the inside and then the dark green on the back. Black pants and nice detail. There's a lot of good detail in the sculpt of these pants, if I get it focused in, I'm sorry. And then it comes down to some nice almost metallic green, very shiny green boots, and those are really nice. So this guy looks creepy and scary and all Green Lantern-y and Batman. Check out the back. He does have some little things on his side, so I want to get those in there. And yeah, so that's pretty much what the Dawnbreaker looks like. All right, moving on. And for articulation, starting at the head. Now, his head can go down and it can go up a little bit. And when you move it side to side, it's going to be kind of hindered by these little tubes coming off of his side of the head. Now, I know this one can come off, and if you can just pull that out, and it can kind of make it go all the way around to the point where I think it could go all the way around all the way. But this one, I tried to pull it out, but it didn't want to come, so I didn't want to force it. So if that's about the extent of the articulation for the head, I'm okay with that, and so we'll just stick that right back in there. So all right, coming down to the shoulders can come in and out. They're on a hinge, so you get a lot of good movement there. It can go all the way around. This is a soft plastic collar, so you're not gonna be hindered too much. Your bicep swivel is there all the way around. He has a double elbow bend hinge, so that's pretty neat. Good movement there. And he does have a wrist swivel, and it goes up and down, and it goes all the way around, so that is pretty cool. And if you look over here, I probably should have mentioned this on the last section, you can actually see that he does have a Green Lantern ring molded into his fist there, so that's pretty cool. All right, moving down to his abs. He does have kind of an ab crunch. It will let you move all the way wiggly waggly, and you can kind of turn it 360 degrees if you're so inclined. And you also get a kind of a lower ab crunch, because the lower part down here does move, but it doesn't spin around, so that the upper ab is going to be what you'd consider your waist articulation. So that's pretty cool right there. All right, coming down to his legs. Let's zoom out a little bit. All right, legs can come out to the side a little bit, can come up just a hair, and can come back just a hair. The butt gets in the way, and the kind of this belt gets in the way for articulation there. So, but your real main movement is going to be out to the sides there. Does kind of have a thigh rotation, but it's not too prevalent, so you know we can go a little bit left and right, but not too much. Knee bend and articulation is double hinged. That is awesome. A lot of movement with a double hinged knee. And coming down, he does not have a boot cut, but if you come down to his foot, it can go all the way around 360 degrees. It can go down and it can go up a little bit, and you know it has a toe articulation right here, so that is pretty neat. All right, that is all for this guy's articulation. Moving on. And for accessories, he does come again with this trading card. You can see it is the same picture as the cover to Dawnbreaker #1. Has Batman Earth 32 Dark Knight's medal there. And on the back, you have a nice picture of Dawnbreaker at the top, Batman Earth 32. And I will scroll in just a bit so you can pause it, read the back of the card to your content. But we must be moving on. So that is his card. He also comes with this awesome fight stand. We got one with the Superman too, but I never reviewed the Superman officially. But basically this is a two-piece stand. It's nice and plastic and clear. Has DC there and a little foot tab there if you want to actually stand the figure. But most of the time you would want to put him in the base here. And this will basically clip around his waist, and I like the fact that it's clear because that will, you know, make it kind of less intrusive. And then you can kind of put him in a flying pose. We'll try to get him in one at the end. So that's pretty cool right there. Always could use some extra flight stands for your characters who can fly. All right. And for his last accessory, he comes with this awesome little construct. And basically, the deal with him was his constructs could actually take on life of their own. And that's unheard of when you talking about Green Lantern. So, as you can see, moving real close, this is really nicely done in a green translucent. You have a very creepy looking bat right there. He has a lot of awesome details into him. And it comes down on this, like, basically, I don't know, a little squid looking arm. Now I gotta zoom out because it's kind of hard. So you got some weird tentacle looking details right there, and some spikies coming out of the sides, and there's actually another bat here and another bat here. So it's basically 3 bats, and this is really, really cool. I love this thing. And basically what you could do with this is you can bring old Dawnbreaker back up here, kind of move it on. Now there is some like little areas on the height where you can kind of get him to hold it, wrap it around. And here you have Dawnbreaker holding his construct, and that it's really cool. It's like he's sending it out to attack you. Very, very scary. This guy is just so creepy. All right, moving on. And for comparison, here Dawnbreaker is with the Red Death. And these are some very creepy, cool figures. I love the way these twisted Batmen from the Dark Multiverse are coming out. This was such a great storyline, and these are some awesome, awesome figures. All right, moving on. And this has been the DC Multiverse Dawnbreaker, the Batman from Earth -32, and one of the twisted Batmen from the Dark Multiverse. I really, really like these figures. I think Todd McFarlane is doing a great job with the sculpt and the design. They are just super, super creepy, and it's kind of the stuff that gives you nightmares. That's basically all I can say about this line, and I really like it. Now, you can get him. He should be on the shelves right now for about $20 at most retailers. I don't have any problems with this figure. About the only thing I was thinking that might be needed was a cape, but I don't know. The Red Death didn't have a cape, and it worked. He didn't have a cape in the comic. Well, anyway, guys, that's the review. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, keep playing.